Monday. Man, we are kicking off holiday season this week. And I hope you're excited to spend time with friends, family. It's also the World Cup kickoff in the United States today at 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific. The U.S. takes on Wales. If any of you are fans of Wrexham, I don't know if they have any players there, but I just thought I'd make that mention that Wrexham is in Wales. If you haven't watched that show, welcome to Wrexham. Amazing. Here's another tidbit. And I watched this movie over the weekend. Started with my wife, and then the first movie we watched wasn't good. So we watched another one. It's called Spirited with Ryan Reynolds, Will Ferrell. Phenomenal movie. Great movie. It's a great movie from a marketing point of view. If you haven't heard this from me, I believe great marketing is the same as great leadership. Great leadership is great marketing. And Ryan Reynolds shares this one monologue as he's, displaying who his character is, and it's manipulative, but if you can see the exact sense and story and every wonder in it, it is marketing genius. Go watch the movie, enjoy it. Holiday season. It's a fun little holiday movie. All right, the next thing I want to tap into, totally off schedule, but I want to share it. Good morning to you. Glad to see you here. I'm watching pictures over the weekend from the snow in Buffalo. For those of you who don't know, I went to school in upstate New York. I saw more snow than I'd ever seen in my life. I grew up in north central, northeastern Ohio, that area, right below the lake effect. So we didn't get like tremendous, just ungodly amounts of snow. But when I went to school in upstate New York, I did experience that. I did experience the stories of my friends sharing of the 6, 7, 8 feet snowfall, winters plus, and Buffalo was already on that. If you have not seen those pictures, pretty crazy. I remember one time I was driving with a friend of mine. It was January, and he was driving. I was looking out the passenger window, and the snow level was even with my eye level. And I'm like, where am I? This is weird. That is upstate New York. Well, anyways, let's get to it. Topic of the day is wander, wander and explore with purpose. Some of the pieces that I read over the weekend, and it was this idea that if we creatively just wander and explore and see the world around us, we're going to take in a lot of information that actually helps us instead of being closed off and myopic. But do so with purpose. Understand what your purpose is, understand what your design is, understand what you're trying to achieve, but wander and explore within that. It's amazing what you can see that is staring right in front of you that you completely look past if you wander and explore with purpose. The next thing I want to share with you, and this ties into my thought of the day, it's this: what single decision can you make that limits the decisions you will need to make in the future? Part of my daily consumption, the things that I consume daily to kind of set my day on track, maybe that's what some of you do here, is Darren Daly from Darren Hardy. And he shared this today. He shared a friend was proposing a business opportunity to him. And he was like, oh, it sounds like a great idea, but no. And he goes, well, how can you say that? Because I made the decision years ago that I would never invest in somebody's business other than my own. I'll consume products. And in this business, I love your product, but I'm not going to engage in the business. And it was simple. It was easy. It was never, oh, I wonder if I should do that. He went on to share a lot of other decisions. And that made me think about this: is what decision can you make today that will help clear up and limit all the other decisions in the future? I made a decision over 2 years ago. And much to my wife's demise, and every day she gets frustrated by it, I made a decision that whenever I am on camera like this, or if I'm recording a podcast, pretty much every Monday through Friday for me, I'm going to wear a black t-shirt. Why? Because I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think about how does it clash with everything else. I don't have to think. It's just grab the black t-shirt and go. No, I have a couple different brands. I have a couple different fits. I have a few that I like one more than the other, but it's pretty simple. I grab one of those black shirts and I go. Why? Because I made that decision so I wouldn't have to constantly make the decision in the future. What am I going to put on today? Now, you see, I'm out and about during the day. I may have a black shirt on. I may have something different. Quite honestly, black actually makes it a lot easier. But I understand and I appreciate getting dressed up in wearing different things. But that was one decision I made a couple years ago now. Start of COVID. That has made my life way easier. All right. Last thing I'm going to share with you today is this. My thought of the day: every action has been decided upon twice. This comes from my friend Colin Henderson. He shared this with me a few years ago. And it's kind of this idea that thoughts become actions. But we have to make that decision first on that thought before we ever act. Every action was decided on before we ever decided to act. Now, you can have that thought and decide that's what we're going to do. And then in the moment, decide differently. But again, every action has been thought about twice. Every action has been two thoughts. One, just the thought. Two, the thought of the action. Just remember that. If people are telling you, it's like, oh, I just whimsically acted. No, you thought about that beforehand. Our thoughts become our actions. If we control our mindset, if we cater our mindset, if we work on what our mindset is, whenever we come to that situation, if we've already processed it, then that decision to act is so much easier. Because if we haven't, we're going to revert back to a decision that we have made in the past. And sometimes that can be really bad for us. Glad you guys are here. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being a part of this. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for sharing with someone else if you got value. I love to see the comments, read the comments wherever you're watching. Thanks again. And thanks for being a part of it, Tia. I appreciate that. 91 Halloween Blizzard Survivor. Look at that. Minnesota, Twin Cities, they know how to get snow.